Cartoon Network, the channel known for playing with its animation styles, playing unique, edgy content. They even dabbled in a little bit of live action. They played movies that were never seen on a kids' network before. And they even had a Temu Moist Critical in the mix. But what I'm here to talk about is something completely different. This is a unique animation that debuted on Cartoon Network in October of 2004. Something that I remember fondly and a lot of other people do, but you may have also forgotten it to time. And I'm talking about Scary Godmother. Sorry if that was a jump scare or anything. It's my first YouTube video. I wanted to, do something for the Halloween spooky season, so yeah. Oh well. But okay. Scary Godmother, the Halloween Spooktacular was actually originally a book made by Jill Thompson. The book was made in 2003 and was actually made into an animation and shown off at, I believe, San Diego Comic-Con. And then Cartoon Network adapted this film and put it on air on their network in 2004, 1 year later. So how the story goes is it takes place on Halloween night, and you're following the journey of a young girl named Hannah Marie. It's her first time trick-or-treating, but her older cousin Jimmy and his friends have other plans in mind. Jimmy's not a big fan of Halloween and decides to scare Hannah. He locks her in an old spooky house, and that is what sets the stage for Scary Godmother. And if you're anything like me, then you hate this scumbag weasel crustball named Jimmy because he's the worst. Anyways, while Hannah's left alone crying, this is whenever the Scary Godmother appears and reveals herself to Hannah. In the best way possible, I might add. Like, just look at the amazing CGI and the colors and just how expressive everybody is in this movie. It's amazing. Besides the name Scary Godmother, she's actually quite a nice, fun, quirky person who really just wants to help Hannah overcome her fear of Halloween and help her realize that it's more fun than scary. The Scary Godmother lives in what's called the Fright Side. It's a world full of monsters and Halloween creatures, and she introduces Hannah to all of these wacky characters. There's Scully Pettibone. He's a skeleton who likes to, crack jokes and, be humorous. Anatomy joke, anybody? Okay. And Scully is a character who he's almost like a comic relief kind of character. So he's always cracking jokes and he's showing off his wacky dance moves to steal the spotlight in a couple scenes. The next character is Bugaboo, and he's your typical under the bed kind of monster, but he's not really a scarer. He's more of a gentle giant who's afraid of people, so that's kind of like an opposite characteristic, a monster that's scared of people instead of scaring people. And the next one is my favorite character personally, which is Harry the werewolf. And he's just a typical werewolf who's actually more concerned with eating pizza, eating food, and just pretty much drinking and eating whatever he can get his hands on. And he's more concerned with that than being a scary creature of the night. And he's the most hilarious and wholesome person in the whole movie. I love him personally, and Harry, you're the best. And we finally have the vampire family. So we have Count Max, Countess Ruby, and Orson? That's the kid. Okay, so Count Max, which is the father, he has very old traditional values. Countess Ruby is a little more modern than her husband in terms of values. Orson is more modern and actually becomes a good friend and also kind of develops a secret crush on Hannah, our main character here. So, yeah, pretty cool design wise. I think they kind of creeped me out as a kid, I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, with Jimmy being the worst supervisor of all time, literally not knowing where his cousin Hannah is, has no aware of what is going on and that she's hanging out with monsters basically. But hey, look, they're having a great time. Just the visuals, the CGI, the way everything in this whole movie looks and flows, and the characters, the way that they're developed, the way that they're showcased, and the way that they're so emotional and expressive, and they really have a lot of personality to them. I think that's what really holds this movie together and what makes it such a classic in so many people's eyes. Is that the characters are strong, the visuals, even though they're dated for, the time, they're still fun and colorful and it looks really smooth. So I think this movie still kind of holds up now. We take a little break and we see that Jimmy and his friends are currently playing rock, paper, scissors to go see who is going to go into the house and look for Hannah. But little do they know, Hannah's on the fright side right now, and I think if somebody goes in that house, nobody's gonna see her. As the story continues to unfold, Hannah gains confidence and learns that Halloween isn't about being scared or spooky things. It's about having fun, being creative, having imagination. And throughout this whole party, we'll call it, with all the monsters and the creatures of the fright side, Hannah learns how to find courage so she can stand up to her cousin Jimmy, who is really the true monster of this whole movie. And she wants to give him a taste of his own medicine. Her and the creatures of the fright side come together with a plan to spook her cousin Jimmy for trying to do the same to Hannah. And I find that really great, that the monsters aren't really what the monsters are. It's really the people that are trying to do harm. And throughout this movie, you'll have a bunch of wholesome moments, you'll have a bunch of feel-good moments, and you'll have a lot of fun little moments as well. But the overarching theme is really more powerful than you might think. And with nobody in Jimmy's group being able to decide who's going in the house, they all go in, and that's when the plan truly unfolds. The creatures of the fright side all band up together, and they give Jimmy and his friends an amazing scare. And I'm telling you, all of the animations and all the expressions and all the pranks, everything, they're so wacky and outrageous that they all look so fun. It's awesome the way that you've seen, that you could see the character's uvula scream. Like, just little details and the way that everything is portrayed is what makes this a truly special movie and completely unique in my opinion. So why does Scary Godmother still have such a strong following so many years later, even though it's vaguely remembered by many people and fondly remembered by other people? It has something to do with the nostalgia factor, but the story that mixes humor, lightheartedness, and really just the spirit of Halloween, it really appeals to kids and adults. It has a timeless message about overcoming your fears and standing up for yourself, and it's all wrapped up around a Halloween theme, which makes it kind of like a staple for people to visit every year, every time the season comes up. Now, this movie actually was popular enough to get a sequel in 2005, which also aired on Cartoon Network, called Scary Godmother: The Revenge of Jimmy. So you know, things are about to get serious and things are about to get real. So, that kind of reminds me of like Halloween Town, how it was like Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge. You already kind of knew that Calabar was like the villain once once you heard that. I swear the first movie came out and then it was like Calabar's Revenge literally like a week later. So if you didn't see the first one, you kind of already knew that Calabar was going to become the villain at some point. So spoiler, Jimmy's the villain in this one. Spoiler. So this was my first YouTube video. Hopefully you guys got some nostalgia, or you felt some feel-good moments, or I unlocked some core memories, or I don't know, you just watched it to fall asleep to. You know, really whatever your reason is for checking this video out, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to post more videos. I'm not sure if it's going to have a specific theme. Not really sure what direction my channel is going to go. I like to play games. I'm very much into retro nostalgia type things. I don't know, whatever's really on the mind, whatever brings up a core good childhood moment or memory is something that I'll try and make a video on. So hopefully something like this is what you guys are into. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, everyone.